Hi everyone, it's Chan. Sorry it's been so long. I know I've been on hiatus for a while, but I was, trying to think of some new content to show you guys now that I've moved to Brooklyn and all. Some Japanese in New York sort of stuff to share with you guys. And since it's New Year's, there is something that I acquired that I think would be interesting to most of you. And it is Osechi Ryouri. So Osechi means New Year and Ryori means cooking. So it's typically things that you cook at New Year's. So it's pretty much arranged beautifully in a beautiful tiered lacquer box usually, but it can be whatever box. And inside is a bunch of beautifully made traditional Japanese dishes, usually small, but it's multiple. There's multiple dishes on each tier, and there's usually 3 tiers. So we were able to acquire one from a restaurant called Wasan. I'll link them down in the description below. But they have been doing osechi for years, and it looked really legit, and I'm pretty sure it is because I haven't opened it yet, but it looks pretty awesome, and it came with special chopsticks. So these are the chopsticks they gave us. They're in a very pretty envelope. And what's special about these chopsticks, you use them on, while eating osechi at New Year's specifically. And the end, it's like this on each end. So one end is supposed to be for the gods and one end is supposed to be for you. So there's a receiving, end on each. So they're both pointed on each end. So I thought that was a very nice touch that they included these chopsticks with this osechi. So now I can go over with you all the different things that are inside the box. Okay, so this is how the box came. So it's wrapped very nicely in a furoshiki, which is a special wrapping that you use to wrap boxes and gifts and stuff. So let's open it up and see what it's like inside. Okay, so upon opening it, as you can see, it comes in a very beautiful, it's not, real lacquer, but it's a lacquer style box. And it's 3 tiers, as you can see. And each tier has different food, so I'll go over with you which foods are in which tier. Okay, so in the first box, the top box, which is called ICHI NO JU, we have these dishes. So I'll go over with you which dishes are which. So this right here is Ikura shoyu-zuke. So Ikura is salmon roe. Shoyu is soy sauce. So it's salmon roe marinated with soy sauce. And every item in this box, it has a certain meaning. So the red color that is the Ikura is a lucky color. So that's why they include within this box. And then the next item is Kazunoko, which is right here. Kazunoko is herring roe. So it's the eggs of a herring. So the large number of herring rows inside each piece symbolizes the prosperity of your offspring. So if you're looking to get pregnant, these are good to eat. Next is Gobo Nanbanzuke. Gobo Nanbanzuke, which is lightly fried marinated burdock, and that's right here. Sorry, so burdock is a sort of root vegetable. So that's what we have right there. And then next is Kinkan Mitsu Ni, which is right here. These are lightly sweetened kumquats. And then next we have Kuro Mame, right here, Kuro Mame. Kuro is black and Mame is bean. So these are black beans and they're from Tanba. And these are sweetened black soybeans. And it's said that you're supposed to eat your age in these every New Year's for luck, but that would be a lot of beans, so they give you a few. And the bean, the mame, it stands for industriousness and health in Japanese. So when you eat your amount of this, then you're supposed to get much health. But I don't think I'm going to be eating 35 beans, so it's fine. Okay, next is Kuri Kinton, which is right here. That's one of the things that I'm most excited about eating, actually. Kuri Kinton is mashed sweet potatoes and chestnuts. So, kin means gold. So eating this gives you an abundant fortune in the coming year. So this is very good to eat. It's rather sweet. Yeah, it should be tasty. I'm looking forward to eating that. Next are these little fishies that are tucked behind the herring roe. This is Tazukuri. So they are small dried sardines, and the sardine was used back in the day as fertilizer in rice fields in Japan, and it symbolizes good harvest. And then the last thing in this tier are Datemaki, which is right here. This I'm also excited to eat. This is rolled sweetened egg omelette, and this symbolizes good days ahead. So it's good luck to eat those as well. So this is everything that's in the first tier. So I'll give you a little bit of a close-up. Sardines, the herring roe, the egg omelet, the burdock, the mashed sweet potato, the mame, the kumquat, and the Ikura. So now we move on to the next tier. Okay, now let's go on to the second tier, which is ICHI NO JU. And first we'll go over Sudori Beni cabbage. So that's pickled purple cabbage. That's right there. Then Buri Yuan Yaki. So Buri Yuan Yaki is grilled wild yellowtail in Yuan style. So that's right here. Salmon Kobumaki. So that is right there. It's simmered salmon wrapped in kelp. There. Then next is kohaku namasu. So that's right here. It's pickled daikon and carrot. That's like julienne style. And this is good luck too. Yeah, I know that it's not really red, but they say that the orange or red is good luck, so that's why they include the carrot into this. And then next is taikai wase, which is all of this. And taikai wase is basically a bunch of simmered vegetables. So usually they're simmered in dashi, or a fish broth, fish and kelp broth. So we have some bamboo shoots, and some shiitake mushrooms, some carrots that are shaped in a plum flower shape, as well as some daikon in a plum flower shape. There's some taro potato in here, I think that's it right there, and some snow peas. So this is the second tier. Now we'll go on to the third tier, which usually has the main dishes in it. Okay, now we go on to the third and final tier. This has the main course dishes, and usually these sort of things vary from place to place, depending on who's making your osechi. But this is called Wasan Ju. And first we have up in the corner here some smoked scallops. So these are apple chipped smoked scallops marinated in soybean oil. And then underneath that right here, we have some Long Island duck, which is slowly cooked duck sourced from Long Island. And then underneath that, in this little canister here, we have oyster and snow crab oroshi ae, which is oyster and snow crab meat with grated daikon radish inside, marinated. And then over here, we have karasumi, which is cured mullet roe. So this is the roe of the mullet fish, and it's homemade cured mullet roe with daikon radish underneath. So that's inside this little boat right here. And then right here we have salmon saikyo yaki. So that's grilled salmon with saikyo miso. Looks very good. And then we have some tuna and mushroom Datemaki. So that's up here. So these are rolled with daikon, tuna and mushroom mashed up, rolled with daikon. And then lastly, we have right here, this white and pink is kohaku musubi kamaboko. So these are red and white colored fish cakes. And the red color, it's very lucky and it represents joyfulness. And the white color is also lucky and represents holiness. So kamaboko is a very common food to eat at New Year's. And that's it for the third box. Okay, so I went ahead and wrapped up the Osechi Ryouri again and put it back in the fridge because that is to be eaten tomorrow on New Year's Day. So I wanted to also show you what we got to eat tonight. We're also ordering some sushi to go along with it, but it is toshikoshi soba. So toshikoshi soba is usually eaten in Japan on New Year's Eve for good luck. So I will show you what the soba looks like. This is something that we'll have to prepare ourselves later. For, you know, it's best to do that for the freshness of the soba and everything. So let me go ahead and show you that. Okay, so here is how the soba came, the toshikoshi soba. So it's for 2 people, so we both have a bunch of soba each. And it came with some freshly made shrimp tempura and some scallion, some togarashi spice, and some seaweed. It's probably wakame seaweed or something similar, I would guess. And then here is the broth for each person. And so we will prepare this by boiling the soba in about 3 liters of water. Then after the water starts to boil, you keep it in for about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Drain the soba, wash the soba, and then strain it again after you run some warm water over it, and then put it in a bowl, and then add in all of these mix-ins, and then pour in the soup once you boil the soup. And that's it. That's everything. I hope that you found this video useful in case you ever wanted to try to order this, if it's available where you live, or if you wanted to make any of the dishes. Now, like I said, most of the dishes included in Osechi, they kind of vary depending on where you're getting the Osechi from, but in Japan it varies by like prefecture or region. It depends on the type of ingredients that they have handy at the time, and kind of still ties into tradition of each area. And also it depends on the family traditions as well. Most of the time, the osechi isn't ordered, it's made at home, like for days ahead of time for the family. And the recipes they use are passed down from generation to generation. So yeah. So once I make the soba and we eat the osechi tomorrow, I'll be sure to share a bunch of photos with you, maybe a couple of short videos that I'll share on my Insta stories. So be sure to follow me on my other social medias on Facebook and Instagram. I'll link everything down below. And thank you so much for watching, and have a very happy New Year. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. And I hope to see you all next year. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.